Hey, this is Saul Roth, and today is Not So Positive Day, where we're going to talk about exploitation in filmmaking. And no, we're not talking about those fun, depending on your perspective, fun 70s exploitation films which have gore and nudity, but they're still movies. I'm not talking about X-rated movies. I'm talking about collaborative filmmaking, and exploitation is trying to get other people to work for you for free. And why would I be talking about that? Well, I recently posted a bunch of posts in different filmmaking forums with a bunch of positive responses, a bunch of actors and a bunch of cool people that want to work with me. But I mentioned I'm making no-budget films, yada, yada, yada. If we make any money, everyone, that we're all going to get some of it. That's all. I just want to make movies, have fun, and get better and release them on video on demand. And one of the nasty comments I received was basically, no years of film finance. If you can afford insurance in your setup, then you can afford to pay your cast and crew, among other things. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about collaborative filmmaking, when it's okay to work together on a project and no one gets paid unless you make money at the end. And it seems kind of obvious to me, but apparently it's not obvious to everyone, so let's break it down. What people are worried about when they give me nasty comments like this, or other people nasty comments like this, they're trying to avoid
exploitation,
which is the act of treating someone unfairly in order to profit off their work. For one thing, if there's no profit and everyone's working together on a collaborative project, then there's no one profiting off of it. Technically, you can still count fame or like exposure as profit, or the potential to sell it. But let's talk about the things, in my opinion, that will make something moral or immoral and not make collaborative filmmaking work, and when it makes sense for everyone to work together and not get a giant paycheck. But before I even jump into that, let's move into other forms of art first, because filmmaking isn't special. So if we were going to play a song together, and I invited you to come over to my garage studio, and we jammed and we recorded it, most musicians would not expect to be paid in advance to play a song together. Even once we got the song really well, as long as we weren't famous, we weren't known, we didn't have record deal contracts, most musicians wouldn't expect to be paid if we're jamming in my garage, we record it, and I stick that on SoundCloud. In some ways, if it's a very low budget project, if it's 2 actors, dialogue, and there's a cameraman, and that's it, 3 people, it's very similar to how a musician might jam, record something, and stick it up on the internet on SoundCloud. And this is what we're seeing with all the filmmakers on YouTube. When you see people doing their little skits and their comedy stuff and they're posting, they're not expecting checks in advance to make that. They're making it to make it. If they become famous on YouTube, that's their bonus, and that might produce stuff that they can make money on. But most of those people, most of those videos, and most of those sketches, and most of those things on TikTok, on YouTube, on Rizzle, are not directly getting paid from that work. So it's exactly the same way most musicians recording stuff in their garage band studios are not getting paid for that work, especially not in advance. So that's just throwing it out there, but I want to talk about filmmaking in particular. And there are a lot of people that prey on actors and prey on crew people. I'm not one of them, but I will break down more specifically the importance of collaborative filmmaking and when it's okay to have everyone work together and not get paid in advance. 1, you're not getting paid. It would be pretty horrible if I was getting paid a bunch of money for something and I didn't pay you guys, and I was getting paid and you guys were working for free. But no, most of these collaborative projects, everyone's working for free, including the person doing it. In fact, the person doing it most likely is still spending a ton of money. They're just not paying people for their labor, because once you pay one person for 1 hour, you have to pay everybody. And like I was saying in one of my posts, the market rate for professionals in entertainment is high. So if you're paying someone $50 an hour or $500 a day, for example, to work on your movie, they're doing you a favor to take it. They're doing you a favor. Like, if they work in the industry, I'm not talking about hobbyists, if they actually are SAG-rated union actor that gets Hollywood productions, or they are a cinematographer that's in the union that gets stuff that's been released theatrically, they would be doing you a giant favor to work for $500 a day. So if you add that up and you have 5 or 10 people, $500 a day, you're talking about burning through $20,000 to $40,000 for a no-budget, even drama feature with mostly people talking, which sucks, you know? If you have to spend that kind of money, you get to make nothing, or you get to blast through your life savings to make one movie. That's not exciting because there's a lot of people that have day jobs. They're not trying to pay their rent with this. They have ways to pay for their bills, that want to get into movies, that like art. That think of movie making and filmmaking as an art form. Like theater, you're performing, you're on the stage. On the camera side of things, people are taking thousands of photos and uploading video clips and photos to Instagram for free to show off their photography skills, to show off their cinematography skills. So there's people already doing this work for free. They like to create it. They get value out of it. So by creating a collaborative project, you're bringing people that would do it for free and already do it for free, that already have their YouTube where they're doing it for free, that already have their Instagram where they're doing it for free, together to work with each other on something that's cooler that they couldn't make by themselves. So it really is, if it's a collaborative art project, then there's no direct exploitation. There's no big money to be paid out in advance. It makes sense to me for everyone just to work and split whatever profits are made at the end. I don't see that as exploitation. The other thing that really differentiates it from exploitation is anything I ask other people to do for me, I would be willing to do for them, and I would do for them, and then would be excited with the same opportunity presented me. I recently received a message on my Instagram that wanted me to act and do some shooting for a short film. I was going to shoot some footage of various things because of the COVID, they couldn't do it in person, and act and then sign the release forms, and I was going to get paid $0. But who cares, right? I wanted to do it. I was excited. I was like, awesome, I'm excited. Send me the script. I'll set up the scene. Basically, it was a short film on what was happening in 2020, and it went over some of the crazy emotional stuff. And this was going to be like some footage showing like depression and showing some things. So I said yeah. I was going to set up the camera, I was going to do my scene, I was going to record my stuff, and I was going to send them the footage for nothing. So anything I expect out of you, I would do for you if you asked for the same thing. Now, the main thing I'd want to do in other people's productions is act, direct, or do some writing or combination like in the example I just showed. So yes, I would do this same work for you. So I don't feel like it's exploitation if I would love to get that opportunity. In fact, now that you're seeing this, if you have a movie and you want to put me in it, I'd love to be in it. And if you need me to shoot a little scene for you to be in your film, I would do that too. So there you go. Nothing I wouldn't do myself for you or for other people. There is no money in advance. Everyone's making nothing. And it's a collaborative art project. The people involved are already doing the same work for free on their own social media accounts. By working together, we can make something cooler. And here's the one real kicker that I think really brings it home. If there is any money, I would give it to the people doing the work. So I'm not going to pay say we actually get a big VOD check because our hit movie was a hit. I'm going to pay everyone that was involved. I might pay myself nothing, and 100% of the money will go to the crew and team, and then hopefully we can get together and make another project and has more prospects for getting paid. Or at least I'll get paid. But anyways, like I was saying. So, no, I don't think it's unethical. I think you're crazy if you think it's unethical in the situation I just said. I would love to have that same opportunity. And I consider it more like the musician example, collaborative art, stuff people's already posting. People are already taking videos and photos, putting for free on their Instagram. Actors are already performing monologues and doing the work in stage plays they're getting paid no money for. And people want to learn and get better at their craft to make something cool that has a potential to make money. You could actually make money if we sell this and you get paid off of it, but it's all about getting better, having some fun, and making some movies, and not getting permission from other people and having to raise a bunch of money on a losing deal to get out there and do your art. So yes, collaborative filmmaker, join my team. You want to make movies? Leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe. And if you disagree with me, let me know why.